Hello and welcome to this colorful video. We are going to talk about 5 reasons to make your ideal day productivity strategies for introvert entrepreneurs. We are recording this on 17th of June 2022. The time is 10:30. So I've been doing a couple of videos on ideal day because this is one of the places where it got me more productive over a period of time. Now, not even over a period of time, just by just one thought, okay, I'm going to create an ideal day, it makes me excited, I can chart it down, then I start following it. I fail a lot of times, but then I start following it for starters. So thanks so much. We are going to talk about that in this one video. Previous video I did a couple of videos on the same thing, the ideal day. You can search for ideal day in this channel. You'll be able to find multiple videos. One video being 6 steps to creating, 5 mistakes while creating, 4 ways to creating, and this is going to be 5 reasons to be making your ideal day. So point number 1 we talk about. Thank you so much by the way for joining in. Welcome. Point number 1, it will help you be more productive. So when you're doing anything, say when you're working for a job or for someone else, for a job, in a corporate, whatever that is, when you're working for someone, you've got a very structured day. Like you go for 8 hours of work, you have 8 hours of sleep or 6 hours of sleep. If you want to study, you want to work out, you've got like everything is allotted. But when it comes to entrepreneurship, when you're starting, especially when you're starting off, you're not making money, you don't have any systems in place, you have no communities, and you don't even have a job that time. That generally your routine, your productivity, instead of going up, it goes down. Because we've got the whole 24 hours for yourself and you're your own boss. And generally what happens with me, I don't do anything. Like when I've got more time, when I've got more time, I don't do anything. In other words, I just don't do anything. So it's really important for us when we are starting off to have an ideal day structure. It helps us be more productive. Point number 2 is when we are charting out, okay, in 24 hours, I'm going to do all these things. Cool. These are all the things you are going to do. What that does is it helps you see what you are going to do. By definition. The point number 2 is going to be the leaking time. So when today you're not productive, you don't have an ideal day, you create an ideal day for tomorrow. Cool. So typically you make an ideal day so that you can be productive. You did not like what you were doing today. You need more structure for what you were doing today. That's why we have created an ideal day. Now when you start working on the ideal day, that is the one thing that it's going to do is it is going to show you the leaking time. Okay, I'm losing out 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there, 5 minutes here, 30 minutes here, 3 hours here. Okay, I shouldn't be doing that. So it actually shows you, okay, this is what the time was going. So you can work on that one. Point number 3 is going to be getting more done. You get things more done. Like think about the most productive time for you is going to be in life. You just think for yourself. The most productive you were when you were the most busy. Cool. Now again, the whole concept of you don't have to be busy, you have to be productive. It's like whole thought process to it. But then when I say I have been the most productive when I had the whole 24 hours jam packed like anything. Like generally take an example of me being in the month of Ramadan 2017, where I was working in a company where I had 2 shifts. Where I had to go for prayers, I had to go for work, one time go work, 2 times have food, fast, do this, do that, like 1,000 things on a daily basis. And I was one of the most productive years for me was that 1 month that I'll always go back to when it comes to getting more done. Because everything was structured as an ideal, this is what it's going to be. And I was so very busy, I not had like time to think and breathe. No distractions, just focus on things. So that is what, when you have very structured, an ideal day in front of you, it helps you do more things than just let's go on Instagram and see what's happening on Instagram. Like it helps you avoid that one thing. Now, 4th point is going to be the same thing, being less distracted. When you've got like meetings over meetings, like you've got like 5 to 5:30, 5:30 to 6:30 to 7 o'clock. When you've got back-to-back meetings, you don't have time to think. And this is one of the things that's going to take you off an emotional episodes that you're going through from stresses. Is going to distract you. It's when, for example, if you're going through a rough phase and you still want to work and stuff, it's going to help you move forward in life. Like when you have an ideal day, and specifically I would say if you're going through a rough time, make an ideal day. Like this is what the day has to look like. Now don't go hard on yourself because it's not going to be easy, but then you are kind of going from being just focusing yourself to start moving forward. Point number 5. Point number 4. 5th point is you know what to do next exactly. So that's more on the lines of creating a routine, creating a habit, not momentum creating an habit. Momentum is something different else altogether. You know exactly what has to be done next. So I know exactly what Fazal is going to do after recording, and what Fazal is going to do after that, what Fazal is going to do at the moment I get up in the morning, what Fazal is going to do after brushing. So it's the pattern, it's the routine, it's the habits that you've got. When you have an ideal day, you know exactly, okay, I'm going to jump to that meeting, then I've got food, then I've got this, then I've got that. Think about you were the most busiest, I think, when you were the most productive, and when you were the most productive, you were the most busiest. That helps you do more things done than less time. So when we are starting off in an entrepreneurship journey, it becomes chaotic with our own selves, with our own routines, with our own schedules. So just the one way to be thinking about is, okay, just go back and see why you were more productive back then. Bring those things down. I was like, that's how I was more busy and productive. I kind of brought those thought process, what made me do that, into these 5 reasons I'm sharing it with you. Hope this video benefits you being more productive, because if you're more productive, you're more creative. If you're more creative, you're going and making an impact. You're going and making an impact, you make more money. And the more amount of money you make, the more colorful things you get to wear. Thank you so much for making this video and me and the topic of part of it. See you in another exciting video. If you haven't seen other videos on Ideal Day, just in the channel you can search for just Ideal Day. You'll be able to find multiple videos that I've created for you in this one thing, like Ideal Day. Thank you so much. See you there.